happy that he put up his hand. There are a lot of fighters that say they want to fight, but they fight anyone. But they're just saying it, you know?
Past this fight is the Alexander Usyk fight, and that's not a massive fight. That is the fight. That is everything.
The winner of it will be the next challenger to Usyk.
He's a WBA mandatory, I'm WBO, but we're not going to sit around and wait. We want to be busy.
Big right hand there from Parker, and down goes McCauley. This is great work from Parker. The legs are completely gone of Wilder.
Big Joseph Parker.
I think this is a good example of we will fight anyone.
Oh, he's put him down. I don't believe it. Wardley has put Wardley down with the right hand.
Fabio Wardley.
The real drama, the real excitement will come on the 25th.
We are just 24 hours away from a huge heavyweight clash. Fabio Wardley and Joseph Parker go head-to-head in a fight that you can hear live on talkSPORT. This is the two boys talking yesterday in the press conference.
For me, this is all or nothing, really. I'm not really thinking about losing this fight. I'm going into this fight to win. And once I win, I'm going to move on to the next fight. I respect my opponent and what he's done in his career and how he's prepared for this fight, but I'm a different level, to be honest. And I'm going to show it on Saturday night.
And Joseph, just on that, that is a word that you have used in the build-up, level. You believe you're on a different level. So explain to us here, what level are you and what level is Fabio Wardley?
You'll see. You'll see on Saturday night. I don't really want to explain it in words. I want to explain it in action.
The separation between levels and where Joe is and where where people think I am has been a common theme with me throughout my career, to be honest. It's nothing new that I'm hearing. Every time I step up to a new level, it's always, oh, this is the step too far, this is the step too far, until obviously I come through, I win, and then, oh, okay, well, it's the next step, is the step too far. So for me, it's nothing new. I relish the challenge, proving people wrong, proving doubters wrong, and showing that I am very much at the top level of this division.
Looking forward to this fight tomorrow night, live on talkSPORT. Carl Frampton, former two-weight world champion, joins us now to discuss it. Hi, Carl.
How are you, boys?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Two very likeable guys, no trash talking in that press conference yesterday. There's a lot of respect between the two of them. Who do you think the boxing public are behind more this weekend?
To be honest, even though he's a Brit, Fabio Wardley, I would say Joe Parker. Joe Parker has an unbelievable fan base here. He's well liked. You look at the videos he does, the funny little call-out videos, and people seem to be all over them. So I would probably go as far as saying Joe potentially is going to be more supported than Fabio Wardley on the night.
Yeah, what do you expect, Carl, for this fight? Because for most people, Joe Parker looks like he's the better fighter, does have the better resume, the better hands. Andy Lee's done exceptionally well, but Fabio does have that equaliser. How do you think this fight's going to go?
Yeah, Fabio's always in a fight because he punches so hard, and I think that what was proven in his last fight against Justice Hooney, when he was being comprehensively outpointed, he carries the power because it happened in the last round. Yeah. And a lot of fighters don't do that. The power starts to dwindle after maybe the halfway point or so, but he still carries it, which means he's dangerous from start to finish. But I feel like Joe, and it's a bit of a cliche, but levels, Joe is a level above. He has fought at a higher level. The resume is unbelievable. You go way back to Andy Ruiz when Joe was world champion. That's who he won the title from. So I do think that Joe is a level above. And I think as well, with big Fabio, and I know for a fact that Andy Lee, knowing how clever he is, he will have picked up on this. Because of Fabio's lack of amateur experience, he repeats a lot of the same things. Yeah. So, for example, he always tries to get off the same way when he's trying to avoid shots when he's on the ropes. And I just feel like there's something there that Joe and Andy Lee will have worked out.
You mentioned about the levels. How does Fabio Wardley compare to Joseph Parker's recent opponents? Because he's come up against Bakole, Zhang, Wilder, Figueiredo, and Jack Massey. What are the differences that Fabio Wardley is going to bring to this fight?
Well, it's the last three fights in particular. You gotta look at Jack Massey. I think Fabio Wardley's a level above Jack Massey, and that was one of Joe's. In terms of recent times, it wasn't a great performance from him, but I think that he's improved a hell of a lot since he's teamed up with Andy Lee. Wardley's decent. He's good, but I think that it's just it's difficult for me to make a real strong argument for him winning, apart from maybe landing a lucky shot. Yeah, he'd be brave. We've seen it in the Fraser Clark fights as well. Where he's had the nose busted open. He just kept going on. Then he done what he done in the second fight with Fraser Clark. So look, he's a decent fighter, and I don't want to do the big lad at the service at all. I think it's an incredible story, and where he's the white collar background that he's had, no amateur experience, but Joe Parker is a better fighter right now than he was when he was a world champion, which I think was about 8 years ago.
Wow.
Without looking to get too far ahead, the rewards for the victor here could be huge. A potential clash with Alexander Usyk. Do you see either man coming out on top against him?
No, I don't see anyone beating Usyk until we start to see sort of signs or evidence that he's on his way out. I think that you have to. Joe is probably, in terms of the current heavyweights, you would say Joe is number 2 in terms of where they stand in the world rankings. Usyk clearly, head and shoulders above everyone else at number 1. But I just don't see anybody living with Usyk at all. The guy's so smart, so good, figures them all out, and he's a generational great, I think.
Carl, I just wanted to ask, with Joe Parker, he's been linked with this fight for so long, hasn't he, with Usyk? Win this one, you'll get it. Win this one, you'll get it. How does that impact a fighter now when it actually feels more and more tangible, like that is the next fight? How does that impact you going into this one when it actually feels that this one could be more tangible?
Yeah, I mean, it adds pressure, I think, a little bit, that they're kind of almost guaranteed that you're the next person to face Usyk if you win this. And the fact that he's fighting an opponent that everybody expects him to win, that brings a different type of pressure as well. I always hated going into fights. I'd rather go into a fight as an underdog rather than go in as a strong favourite, because if you slip up,
fear factor?
I think so. And when you slip up, it's you're embarrassed and everything else. But I think Joe will be okay. I think he'll be aware of that, and he deserves the shot. Either Joe or Cabiel deserve to fight Usyk next. Now, I know Tyson Fury, there's been a little bit of talk about him maybe jumping ahead of them, and because of what he's done in the past, I think that's a potential that could happen, but it would be very, very unfair for Big Joe or Cabiel if he gets in front of them.
Joe Parker, 6 wins on the bounce. Predictions for the fight then, where's going to be won and lost, and who's going to walk away with the victory?
I think Joe Parker's going to win. I think that Fabio Wardley has a chance because he's a puncher, but I think that if he gets hit as much as he did against Justice Hooney, Joe Parker will knock him out between I'd say around 6 and 8, something like that.
Okay, he's one of the form heavyweights right now outside of Usyk. That's Joe Parker taking on Fabio Wardley tomorrow night live on talkSPORT. Thank you very much to Carl Frampton, the 2-way world champion, coming on the show today to speak to us about that huge heavyweight clash, which is live tomorrow on talkSPORT. Tomorrow night, the former heavyweight champion and current WBO interim champion Joseph Parker takes on the WBA interim heavyweight champion Fabio Wardley. It's live from the O2. The winner will all but guarantee themselves a shot at one of the undisputed champion Alexander Usyk's belt. Watch live tomorrow only on DAZN.